Democratic Senator Cory Booker blocked a piece of bipartisan legislation that was sponsored by Republican Senator Ted Cruz, just so Cruz could get a much-needed victory, maybe lose in November election. That's what it was about. But, you know, there's another part too. I think it's about money too. Anytime there's a story about Cory Booker or Ted Cruz, follow the money. Okay, just follow the money. You're going to find that's what this is about. Farron, this was legislation that would have prevented porn, fabricated porn, AI porn-generated fabricated porn, where a child is and there's case after case.
A 15-year-old.
15-year-old.
Who spoke to the Senate.
Yes, exactly. The 15-year-old, they create this porn with AI, and they have it all over the world and makes it look like she's some kind of little pervert. Cory Booker said, no, that's okay. Well, let's do that. Let's allow that. He's the only one who said it, gave no reason for doing it. Follow the money on Cory Booker. He is, I swear to God, I've never done a story on Cory Booker where there was not a money trail to either big pharma, weapons industry, here, tech. Tech is his guy that they're trying to protect. Now, you have your point. Your point is no, it's about the election, and I think that's a factor, but talk about it.
Yeah, you know, Ted Cruz right now is in a neck-and-neck race with Colin Allred in the state of Texas. In fact, there's actually a poll, the most recent poll came out, Allred is ahead by 1 point, which is not much, but so Cruz needed a victory, you know, something to take back to the people of Texas, and this could have been one of those victories because it's a good bill. In my book, Ted Cruz is the proverbial stopped clock. He is right twice a day. Because there's a couple things that Cruz has said over the years where I've sat here and said, hey, I agree with him. Term limits for the courts, term limits for Congress. I like it. But this was a good thing, had the support. I mean, God, how many Democrats do you have on it?
Virtually.
1, 2, 3,
name
4,
the
5,
Democrats.
6,
Name
7.
the Democrats. Just think of these. These are Democrats who said, we got to have this because of what happens to kids if we don't.
Yeah,
what happens?
It's Amy Klobuchar, Richard Blumenthal, Jackie Rosen, LaFonza Butler, John Hickenlooper, Raphael Warnock, Martin Heinrich. All of them co-sponsored this with Ted Cruz. And Booker comes along at the last minute. They're about to bring it out. Here is our bill. We're going to protect people from revenge porn. And Booker says, I'm submitting a formal objection to this legislation, which halts it immediately. And then what usually happens in that situation is that whoever puts forward the formal objection offers the reasoning. Booker says, nope. I'm not going to give you any reason at all as to why I'm blocking this. Now, let's all go on our 6-week vacation.
Here's something you need to know, Mr. Booker. Here's what you need to know. This revenge porn that we're talking about, I represent human trafficking victims. I represent kids that are 14 and 16 years old. What these folks are doing is you'll have organization in Canada, for example, MindGeek. They'll call traffickers and they'll say, we want video of a 14-year-old being raped or sodomized in a hotel. That trafficker then goes out and does it, sends it to them, and they put it all over the country. He knows this. He knows that this is part of the human trafficking saga. He knows how ugly it is. But I'm telling you, I really do believe this. I think some of it has to do with that election, but I think if you follow the money on Cory Booker, every single time he votes, you're going to find money in his pocket. Every time. Congress promised that they would enact strong legislation regulating the use of artificial intelligence ahead of the election, but so far those promises have been empty, totally empty. We are living in a world of deep fake. That's what this story is about, right?
Yeah.
Give me some examples. We were talking before. Some of these examples are so absurd.
You had the AI image that Donald Trump had shared that said, "Hey, Taylor Swift endorsed me." There's all these, Swifties for Trump. There's been these very weird videos that people have made that show Kamala and Donald as a couple with a child together. They look very happy in the video, but obviously it's not real. And of course, the biggest one, and somebody did get prosecuted for this, was when they used AI to recreate President Biden's voice and sent that out to a bunch of voters, giving them misinformation about primaries and everything. So that That one was really the big one. All the other ones are kind of funny and weird, but
that one was caught. That
Right.
one was caught early enough to fix it.
yeah.
What we're going to see, my prediction is this is the new October surprise. AI deepfake is the new October surprise. And the election's going to be over, and they're not going to be able to do a damn thing about it because it's done. You know,
Right.
all the damage is done.
Well, and you had Democrat Amy Klobuchar said, I got 3 pieces of legislation to do this. You had Todd Young, Republican from Indiana, who said, I've got legislation to do this.
Pay attention to
Yeah,
it.
Chuck Schumer said, well, we got a lot to do, guys. I don't know that we can really get to your much needed legislation. So you had both parties working on this issue because they do understand that this is a problem and it's a big deal. But I think Schumer is just so far behind. I mean, because of his age.
He's a dinosaur. He doesn't even understand AI.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what those initials mean. But he is the gatekeeper right now for the Senate because he is the majority leader.
Yeah, I swear, if you were to ask him 5 questions about AI, he could maybe answer one, maybe. Maybe tell you
Look,
what it is.
AI has some great uses. It's also a very dangerous tool for artists because it could absolutely destroy the income and the livelihoods of artists, people who, paintings or drawings or whatever. This is hurting them. But in other ways, AI can be a wonderful tool. It can be a useful research project.
Let me tell you how dangerous it is for the, I guess, the acting economy or the performer economy. There's already stories. They take 200 people, put them in a room, and they say, what is it you like about Tom Cruise? Let's talk about specifics. What do you like about his face? Well, I like his jawline. I like his eyes. Well, what do you like about his voice? I like the way his level of excitement rises and falls. What do you like about his mannerisms? Well, I like the way he turns and uses his hands. And then they take Tom Cruise and they create their own version, not a Tom Cruise. It won't be Tom Cruise. It's going to be an actor. And then on top of that, they create a storyline, right? You can take AI, all it does is scrapes 2,000 years worth of information.
Yeah.
And then it says, it can write an entire screenplay. I'll tell you who's going to get hit on this worse than anybody, even maybe so than the music industry, is going to be the acting industry. It's going to close down Hollywood. These people that are moving into acting right now, good luck, because this is a new replacement. And they've already got it fairly sophisticated. If you go online and you take a look at, just do a search on, let me see a total AI production. It's totally made up. The people are made up. The voices are made up. The plot is made up. You're going to see something startling.
Right. And that's the problem here too, because we have seen the AI that you and I could have access to by signing up and making an account. You get pictures with people with either 2 fingers and then 8 fingers over here. A lot of bugs to work out there, but there are far more sophisticated AI models. And that's the one that they used with the Biden deep fake. They've used it for other kinds of deep fakes. They've tried to do deep fakes of the Trump assassination attempt. So the people with access to the smarter AIs, I guess we'll call them, they can do real damage in politics because it is almost impossible to distinguish what is real and what is not, as opposed to the ones you see floating around social media that are obviously not real. They don't have that problem.
Yeah, I think that you mentioned the music industry. I think they're safer than Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because of the original quality, Ed Sheeran. You don't create an Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is he's an aberration. He comes up and creates this whole niche. Bruce Springsteen, same thing. Until you listen to his early stuff, you say, wow, that's different. Now, so that's the problem with AI and music. But AI in Hollywood, it's going to shut Hollywood down. I'm telling you, if these people that say, I want to be an actor, buddy, they need to understand what's going on with AI.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have, but all these segments are going to be posted right here on this channel in the coming weeks, so make sure you're subscribed. I'm Mike Papantonio. This has been America's Lawyer. We tell you stories every week that corporate media won't tell you because their advertisers don't allow them. If they tell the story, the advertiser is going to pull the money. They're going to pull the advertising money. Or Their political relationships are so strong, it's so Republican or it's so Democrat, they can't color outside the lines of the talking points for that particular party. We don't have that problem here in either regard. So hope to see you next time.